Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2009 BEYA Gala, Illuminating Stellar Achievement, brought to you by Chrysler LLC.
This is me.
How do you improve a work of art? Put your own signature on it. Chrysler 300.
Come and take a ride with me.
A perfect canvas for the artist inside you. Chrysler 300.
This is me.
Here is Chrysler's Director of Talent Management, Global Diversity and Leadership Development, Lisa Wicker.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Chrysler is very proud of our long affiliation with the Black Engineer of the Year Awards and of one of our own shining stars, Olabisi Boy, who will be honored later this evening. There's probably no better time than right now to celebrate achievements of members of the nation's African American community. The challenges of the global economic crisis threaten so many of the gains our community has made over the years. The media has been documenting the price many groups have been paying as companies in economic retrench in the US and around the world. It's staggering, but it's events like these that advance the point that the contributions of Black leaders in government and business today cannot be marginalized. No, today we are at the very center of the action, and we will continue to be right in the center of things as all of us work together to reinvent the next era of growth and prosperity that every American will enjoy. That's what's different about today that gives us hope and confidence about tomorrow. It's this spirit that drives us at Chrysler. We have had it pretty tough lately, and that may be an understatement. But what drives us is a fundamental belief in the spirit and abilities of our people, all of our beautifully diverse people, and in our core values, to respect and empower our people and to know and serve our customers. Values keep you focused. Values inspire effort. Values, my friends, are indestructible. So tonight, it's very fitting that we come together to express how much we value the achievements of African American engineers, those who are among the doers, the creators, the problem solvers in our world. Let's seek inspiration in their great deeds. Let's rejoice in the eager eyes of the students with us tonight. And then let's join hands and build a brighter future for ourselves, our families, and our companies and our country. Thank you for listening. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our MC for this evening. After Lamont Rucker graduated from the illustrious Duke Ellington School of the Performing Arts in Washington, D.C., he earned an undergraduate degree from Carnegie Mellon and his master's from Duquesne University. Then he headed for the television where he appeared in As the World Turns, All of Us, All My Children, and Half and Half. You've seen him as Sheriff Troy in Tyler Perry movie, Why Did I Get Married? And currently on the Tyler Perry TV show, Meet the Browns on TBS. Ladies and gentlemen, Lamont Rucker.
Scoot this up a little bit. Good evening, everybody. Oh, come on now. Hold on, I'll start over. Move this up a little bit. Good evening, everybody. There we go. There we go. I know you guys have had a very active and fun-filled week, and I know there's a lot of engineers and, technology gurus and everything in here, but we're going to have a good time this evening and celebrate, right? All right, so we'll loosen our collars up just a little bit. All right. Doesn't get any better than this, that's for sure. I'm very honored to be a part of this prestigious event that celebrates how well people of color use their brains instead of just how far we can throw a ball. And I can throw a ball pretty far. That's right, let's give it up to that indeed. Celebrating excellence beyond sports and entertainment. Now, that's what I call a way to spend a Saturday night. There's a new feeling in America. It's palpable. We're not imagining it. We're getting back in touch with the knowledge that we have it in our power to use our power for good. Watch with me now.
America is beginning a new chapter, the new American Renaissance. While keeping our nation secure remains a priority, we are also rededicating ourselves to moving from the darkness and restoring the light. Let us reinvent, reevaluate, and reimagine as we explore and illuminate new ways of thinking and doing in our economy, technology, education, greening, and sustainability, medicine, and stem cell research that will serve and save our children and preserve our future. We may have temporarily lost sight of our heritage of innovation and ingenuity, but let us remind ourselves that anything is possible in today's global enterprise. Shining the beacon on our path are our stars, accomplished men and women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, who, in making their way, continue to forge new footprints for future generations to follow. The charge for each of us to ask ourselves, what is our company's commitment and our individual contribution to this process? As we envision the future, let us remember the shoulders upon whom we stand and recall the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who said that almost always, the creative, dedicated minority has made the world better. Lockheed Martin Corporation's chairman, president, and CEO, Robert Stevens, has graced our stage and conference for more than a decade. His clarity of purpose and perspective on diversity come from having traveled an exceptional career path. Under his leadership, Linda Gooden was appointed to a position that made her perhaps the most influential African-American woman in the aerospace industry. Ladies and gentlemen, our BEYA STEM Conference host, Robert Stevens.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm very excited by what I see here tonight and by what I see happening across our country today. America has awakened to a new renaissance and has reaffirmed the value diversity brings to our future. Imagine the possibilities that exist in this one room alone. The accomplished minds in science, technology, education, mathematics, and business. Imagine further the limitless potential in bright young minds just emerging throughout our nation. And what better time to reach out for this potential than this time of great global uncertainty? While we know the tasks ahead will be filled with difficulty and challenge, we also know that nothing has ever defeated our American spirit and nothing will. I'm proud that Lockheed Martin has been at the forefront of creating an environment that provides opportunity, recognizes potential, and celebrates achievement. And I pledge to you that we'll continue to be leaders in this mission. Earlier this morning, the BEYA Dean's Power Breakfast took place. This event was attended by the Council of Engineering Deans from historic black colleges and universities and many other distinguished guests. It provided the opportunity to recognize outstanding, accomplished members of the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics community, and to present them with their much-deserved awards. Last evening, the BEYA Award for Military Achievement was also presented to Leo Brooks. Now, we would like to honor them all tonight in your presence and ask them to gather on stage. When you hear your name, please join me and remain on stage for a group photo.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our Special Recognition Award recipients. From EMC Corporation, honoree Glenn Arnold. From Parsons Brinkerhoff Americas, honoree Felix Bartholomew. From BAE Systems, honoree Dr. Louis L. Reggie Brothers. From Nobless Incorporated, honoree Patrick F. Gerdes. From the Naval Air Warfare Center, U.S. Navy, honoree William C. Glass. From Verizon, honoree Charles E. Henry. From Northrop Grumman Corporation, honoree Henry E. Jeffries III. From Turner Broadcasting Incorporated, honoree Crandall V. Jones. From Delphi Corporation, honoree Dr. Joachim Coupe. From the Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Laboratory, honoree Trina Covington Lilly. From General Motors Corporation, honoree Janae Moore. From SAIC, honoree Paul Spraggs, Jr. And from Cardinal Health, honoree Alyssa Taylor. Now please welcome, from the U.S. Naval Academy, BEYA Student Leadership Award recipient, Midshipman Jordan Blake. From the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, BEYA Student Leadership Award recipient, Ryan Clark. From Northrop Grumman Corporation, BEYA GEM Student Leadership Award recipient, Dr. Jabbar Miller. From the Institute for Teaching Through Technology and Innovation Practices, BEYA K-12 Promotion of Education Award recipient, Mano Taliver. From the U.S. Naval Academy, BEYA College Level Promotion of Education Award recipient, Dr. Oscar Barton, Jr. From Oak Ridge National Laboratory, BEYA Corporate Promotion of Higher Education Award recipient, Will Minter. From Northrop Grumman Corporation, BEYA Corporate Promotion of Higher Education Award recipient, Veronica L. Nelson. From the U.S. Army Research Laboratory, BEYA Dean's Award in Government, Dr. Valen L. Emery, Jr. From Freescale Semiconductor Incorporated, BEYA Dean's Award in Industry recipient, Philip E. Campbell. And from the Boeing Company, BEYA Stars and Stripes Award recipient, Leo A. Brooks, Jr. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Thank you all very much. And let me introduce Mr. Robin Stevens.
Now it's my pleasure to introduce the BEYA Community Service Award honoree. There are those special people who see a need and feel compelled to do something about it. Nikki Boone is that kind of person. As a tutor, she's helped countless students gain deeper understanding. As a speaker, she spreads the word about careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. As a mentor, Nikki created a program to help a struggling elementary school pass state exams. And as a concerned citizen, while working at Lockheed Martin in Texas, she and her husband coordinated a trip with fellow employees to help rebuild homes in New Orleans. I'm proud to present the recipient of the Community Service Award, Nikki Boone.
Everyone has God-given talents. By sharing ours with our youth, we can instill a sense of value and determination and help them thrive. Our nation will be stronger for it. During my childhood, I recall the spirit of service and generosity that my parents showed others. They supported a few church youth that had some family issues by arranging various outings to show them love and invest in their well-being. Seeing them help others and my Christian upbringing shaped me into the woman I am today. I learned that I'm more than an engineer, I'm a humanitarian. Thank you.
Please welcome the presenter of our next Community Service Award, who was the 2008 Black Engineer of the Year, Reggie Van Lee. Please welcome Lamon Rucker.
You all will be absolutely sick of me by the end of the night, so I'm preparing you now. At this point in time, we actually cannot locate Mr. Van Lee, so I'm going to share this part of the program with you on his behalf. Lighting the fire of enthusiasm in young people about what they can become is a reward in and of itself for Reggie Smith. He has served as program coordinator and organizer in the Patriots Technology Training Center, where he has helped inspire 5,000 youths to career possibilities in science, engineering, and technology. He raised money for a STEM school, supported mentorship programs, and obtained scholarships for students to participate in national technology competitions. This is what I like to call my Lamon to Reggie moment. Please welcome the Community Service Award winner, Mr. Reggie Smith.
Receiving this award for supporting the United States Distance Learning Association, Patriots Training Technology Center, New Hope Academy, and many others would not be possible without the unwavering support of Booz Allen Hamilton. It has allowed me to invest and expand the environment of change for society's greater good, connecting people to opportunities locally, nationally, and internationally. We must not look upon serving others as someone else's problem. It's our privilege. Starting now, let's take back our communities and renew our sense of pride in them, because an individual's worth is measured by a collective reflection. Thank you.
To present the Affirmative Action Award, here is the Commanding General, U.S. Army Research, Development and Engineering Command, General Paul D. Iso.
Well, it is certainly an honor to be here this evening. And tonight, Johnny Graham is a distinguished employee of the United States Army Research, Development, and Engineering Command who oversees the analysis of soldier survivability, test and data collection, and customer support. He is a role model who instills in young black men a work ethic and direction to reach lifelong goals. He teaches, he mentors, and he coaches. He touches the lives of young people with dedication and commitment. He is a public service leader in the truest sense of the term. So now please welcome the recipient of the 2009 Affirmative Action Award, Mr. Johnny Graham.
I grew up not far from here on Baltimore City's west side. I watched my parents leave for work every morning to support their 8 kids, and to me, they were the hardest working people around. I felt that if I didn't do my best in school, I'd be letting them down. In middle school was where I discovered that I had an aptitude for mathematics. Also, having a crush on my math teacher helped my aptitude also. Majoring in mathematics in college, the regal persona of Dr. T, the chairman of the mathematics department, really impressed me. And I discovered that mathematics could add up to a great career, and it has. I want to thank Mom and Dad, thank the Army Material Systems Analysis Activity, and thank the Army Research Development and Engineering Command. Thank you.
Presenting the Affirmative Action Supplier Diversity Award is the Commander of the U.S. Second Fleet, U.S. Navy, Vice Admiral Mel Williams, Jr.
Innovation is the key to Dr. Reggie Williams' success. As technical lead of an engineering team with 65 projects and $20 million in contracts, he is an expert in high-speed propulsion and science and technology development. Reggie holds 2 patents and is among the few engineers recognized for their work on design and development of the Joint Strike Fighter lift fan nozzle. He mentors undergraduate summer interns and heads our Naval Air Systems Command diversity team. I'm proud to present the recipient of the Affirmative Action Supplier Diversity Award, to Dr. Reggie Williams.
This award is especially significant to me because of the people who work behind the scenes to encourage me along the way. My engineering career didn't start off so smoothly. I had a vision of what I wanted to do, but did not have the tools to make it happen. That's when others stepped in with the mentoring and opportunities that helped me along the way and foster my growth. My hope is that we all reach out and extend a hand and spend some time with those who are struggling or need that extra pat on the back. Change is truly up to us. Thank you, and God bless you.
To present the Most Promising Engineer in Industry Award, please welcome, from Corning Incorporated, Global Diversity Officer, Deborah Turner Bailey.
Mulawork Garamu's promise was always apparent in her undergraduate research and as an internship with us. After she received her graduate degree, we were very anxious to have her back at Corning. She developed a 3D element numerical model for Corning, a user-friendly software tool, and new designs for our LCD glass systems, which is a critical technology within Corning. Mulawork filed a patent for specialty materials on microfabricating burners, which significantly improves the deposition of soot on fiber. I'm really proud to present her with the award for the Most Promising Engineer in the Industry, Mulawork Garamu.
In a society where certain professions are reserved for men only, it was my dream to break those barriers and join the few female engineers around me. So I left my home country of Ethiopia at the age of 16 to pursue my dream of becoming a scientist. Since then, I have received multiple fellowships, awards, and scholarships that have validated my decision to pursue a technical career. But of course, nothing of this magnitude. What makes this honor most special to me is that the nomination was initiated by my manager and colleagues. I'm truly honored and humbled to be the recipient of this award. Thank you.
Introducing the next recipient of the Most Promising Engineer in Industry Award, Raytheon Company's Chairman of the Board and CEO, Bill Swanson.
It is a distinct honor to present BEYA's Most Promising Engineer Award to a graduate of Raytheon's prestigious Leadership Development Program. A member of our Integrated Defense Systems team, her contributions have already ranged from early assignments in analysis of microelectronic and electronic assemblies to responsibility for a $12 million budget as a program engineer on an important radar program. She is now on special assignment to the Vice President of IDS Engineering. In 2007, she was also selected for the IDS President's Culture Initiative. For all these reasons and many more, I'm proud to present BEYA's Most Promising Engineer Award to Elena Tyler.
Thank you very much, Bill, for that introduction. I first remember hearing the word engineer as a child. I had received a battery-operated, ride-on motorcycle for my 7th birthday from my aunt, who must have spent at least a week's pay on it. When I drove it, I became curious on how it worked, so I started disassembling it to find out. Unfortunately, I was not skilled enough to put it back together, and the motorcycle never worked again. My mother called me her little engineer. My aunt was furious. Fortunately, my mother and aunt encouraged my engineering mind. Thank you, family, friends, and colleagues in the audience, and to my mother, my inspiration. I love you.
To present the Most Promising Engineer in Government Award, let's welcome Vice Chief of Staff of the U.S. Air Force, Commander, Air Force Materiel Command, General Lester Lyles.
Thank you. Many consider Shanae Packley a visionary. She sees what is and what can be done. Her leadership is transforming performance of our next generation infrared detectors and emission systems. Shanae has contributed to several research projects impacting revolutionary materials such as carbon nanopearls, carbon nanotubes with improved properties for field emission and electronic devices, quantum confined semiconductor materials for infrared sensing, and for our next generation satellite systems. Now, even as an engineer, I don't profess to understand everything I just said, but the good thing is our recipient does. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the deserving recipient of the Most Promising Engineer Government Award, Shanae Paisley.
Good evening. Thank you. From age 7, I knew I wanted to go to college and make my family proud. When I got to junior high, my middle school math teacher, Mrs. Jones, introduced me to a pre-college program called Right Step that gives students hands-on experience in engineering and science in 4 consecutive summers at Wright State University. I didn't want to write the essay to get me in, but she knew this was a great opportunity, so she told me I was going to write the essay, like it or not. After entering the program, I knew engineering was what I wanted to do, and I never turned back. And I want to thank God for introducing Ms. Jones in my life, my husband and my family, my colleagues, and BEYA. Thank you.
Presenting the next recipient of the Most Promising Engineer in Government Award is the Chief of Engineers and Commanding General, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Lieutenant General Robert L. Van Antwerp.
Thank you very much. Those of you that were here last year, remember that I filled in for Denzel Washington. I am still not Denzel Washington, and Denzel Washington is still not an engineer. Tonight I'm filling in for myself, and I have a great honor tonight. I get to travel all over the world, and I get to see young and up-and-coming engineers. And some people say to me, do you worry about the next generation of engineers? Well, when I see those great engineers in Red Horse squadrons and in CB battalions and in engineer battalions, and then I see our great civilians in the private and the public sector, I tell you, I don't think we need to worry. The only thing we need to worry about is there are enough of them. Delorna Small, thank you. Delora Small graduated from high school at the ripe old age of 14. By the time she was 18, she was a civil engineer from Old Dominion University. She went on to get her master's degree from Regent University. She is a project engineer for the Corps of Engineers, and don't you dare come and get her. She works at Fort Bragg. She's a civil engineer, projects engineer, and construction officers representative. She's working on a $200 million program to make life better for soldiers and their families. It's a great honor for me to present to you Delorna Small, I would say the LeBron James with a high school degree and a college degree at 18 when she came into the league, Delorna Small.
Thank you. My life has been a journey of beating the odds and reaching milestones. When I was born prematurely at 2 pounds, God pushed me to survive. I faced adversity in school. However, with the support of my family, I did become the first female, Black graduate of high school at 14 and college at 18, the youngest in my state. Thank you. I am now blessed with my father in the audience, his knack of science and mechanics, and my mother's strength and tenacity, and am now proud to serve the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers as a civil engineer, an MBA graduate, MS pursuant, and future PE. I'm also a woman of impeccable integrity and character and strength. God has blessed me with people who support me and believe in me, and He has given me the talent, the opportunity, and the humility to be an example of success. Thank you. I'm honored for this award.
LeBron James, huh? All right. Have to get you suited up. Brains and beauty. Indeed. Congratulations. Congratulations. Survival is such a powerful force and one that can never, ever be underestimated. As the song lyrics remind us, ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no mountain low enough, ain't no river wide enough, ain't no valley low enough. Should I make up some more words? I love it. This is always so much fun. It always takes on a life all its own, all its own. Point is, the stories of survival and achievement that we're hearing tonight are powerful ones. They resonate with so many of our own personal experiences. We can all relate to them. Times like this also remind us that we all learn by example and lead by authenticity. It's a powerful lesson for us all that we carry the responsibility to pass it on. Let's watch.
The imperative of the Black Engineer of the Year Awards is to make increasing numbers of people, from our corporate executives and military leaders to our nation's
months old. My foster parents were heaven sent, and by God's grace, I remained in their home until the day I left for college. They, along with the caring, competent teachers, helped me to claim the promise of Dr. King's speech. I stand here tonight to tell you that where you start in life does not dictate where you finish. Praise God. I accept this award in honor of my foster parents, Mr. and Mrs. James and Rochelle Wilkes. Thank you.
Here to present Professional Achievement in Government Award is the Associate Director of the NASA Glenn Research Center, Vernon Bill Wessel.
Frank Robinson served as a manager for the thermal energy storage experiment launched on Space Shuttle Endeavour, which researched microgravity characteristics of lithium fluoride salts. He also managed the Assurance Technology Center for NASA. While he has earned recognition for his work, he's an advocate for community outreach. He co-founded the New Approach to Self-Achievement Project and the Engineering Program for Youth. He co-founded also the Consortium of African American Organizations. Finally, he's the past president of the National Technical Association. I'm proud to present the recipient of the Professional Achievement Government Award to Frank Robinson, Jr.
Thank you. Throughout my life, I have always been fascinated with how things work and why. Why don't oil and water mix? What powers the space station, the space shuttle? These are questions that created the drive in me to learn. When you consider Newton's second law, force equal mass times acceleration, the human body is a fascinating body of mass accelerating towards neurological heights, powered by a series of atomic reactions contained in a sphere called the human brain. We are all blessed to have these neurological atomic reactors, and we are all only limited by the challenges that we choose to partake. But we as engineers say, bring it on.
Presenting the next Professional Achievement in Government Award, Chief of Engineers and Commanding General, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Lieutenant General Robert L. Van Antwerp.
Thank you. Well, I'm still not Denzel Washington, but I'm working on it. Yeah, the Corps of Engineers is in 33 countries. The soldier I'm about to introduce has been in about a third of those. He was a company commander in Desert Shield, Desert Storm, in Saudi Arabia, in Iraq, in Kuwait. He was in Bosnia-Herzegovina. Some of you won't even be able to find that on the map. He's served in Germany twice. He served in that great country, Washington, D.C., a couple of times too. Most recently, he is our district commander in the Far East District in Korea. This past year, they had over $3 billion under contract. In the next 4 years, they will execute the total of a $12 billion program. Ladies and gentlemen, an expeditionary warrior, a man of faith, a family man, a scholar, my friend, Colonel Dave Turner.
Who? All right, I got some Army brothers in here. Thank you. It is indeed an honor, and I'm most humble, and I want to thank God for his many blessings. I grew up in a neighborhood where very few kids went to college or even left home. My original dream was to become a Marine Corps fighter pilot, but I did not pass my eye exam. It was my aviation science professor who instilled in me the confidence to pursue a technical degree. I salute my trigonometry professor who inspired me to obtain a degree in math, which provided me the platform to be an Army engineer officer. I want to thank God, my family, specifically my wife and 3 kids who have endured long separations throughout my career. My mentors, the soldiers, officers, and NCOs who have guided me. Thank you.
Presenting our Professional Achievement in Industry Award is the President and CEO of the MITRE Corporation, Alfred Grasso.
Dennis Copeland has more than 3 decades of experience automating government services. Among his many accomplishments, he provided technical support for the world's largest automated biometric system that collects fingerprints and digital images of more than 80 million visitors to the United States. He developed the architecture for the New York City Social Services Extranet and accurate decision-making systems for claims at the Social Security Administration. During his career, he has also provided internships to many minority students who became technologists. Please welcome the recipient of the Professional Achievement Award in Industry, Dennis Copeland.
Thank you, everybody. I grew up in the public housing projects in Harlem and in the South Bronx. I spent my tween and teen years doing the hard, hot work on the family farm in Southside, Virginia in the summer. On a high school trip to IBM on New York's Madison Avenue, I saw miraculous things happening in a glass room. Punch cards were sorting themselves, tape drives were spinning by themselves. There must have been hundreds of blinking lights on control panels, and people in suits and lab coats scurrying around. That's when I knew that I wanted to be part of what we now know is the information technology revolution. I thank my company, my family, and everybody that's supported me over the years. Thank you.
To present our next Professional Achievement in Industry Award, please welcome back from IBM Corporation, Rodney Atkins.
From delivery to end-to-end technical support of IBM Systems product line, to launching IBM Blue Gene, which was one of the world's fastest supercomputers, Dr. Colin Paris has exemplified technology leadership throughout his career. At the center of the digital convergence, he leads efforts to direct companies that bring highly visual, interactive interfaces from the video gaming world into business, science, and healthcare. He holds several patents and he is one of our world leaders who participates on our corporate technology team. He's a bad man. It is my personal pleasure to present the recipient of the Professional Achievement in Industry, Dr. Colin Paris.
Good evening. I grew up in the Caribbean island of Trinidad, and in high school I actively majored in the 3 S's: sun, scenery, and sports. Through this haze, I noticed that my parents, though both well qualified, continued studying and advancing their learning. One day I asked them a sensible question: why do you continue this pain? They said their educational experience was just the start of their beautiful journey, one which could not be diminished by age, social change, or physical location. Years later, I grasped that insight as I, too, found the innovative content and indomitable spirit of the engineering discipline. And now I am on my beautiful journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ferris. Representing the Caribbean. Respect. Sweet, sweet TNT. Yeah. My grandfather's from Barbados, so respect. Quick announcement, or acknowledgement, rather. On behalf of BEYA, I'd like to take this moment to recognize Bill Granville and the Granville Academy, and all our pre-college program participants who are here. Woo-hoo! That's right. So you're the future. You ready? All right, if this was a concert, I know y'all be making a lot more noise than that. You ready? There we go. All right, that's the enthusiasm we're looking for. Ladies and gentlemen, we are beings without limits, works in progress. As the saying goes, God ain't through with me yet. We just have to look around and keep reminding ourselves of just that.
When we ask ourselves, where are the faces of achievement that look like us, we can answer, they are everywhere. Those who make headlines and those who are quiet heroes. Dr. James Mitchell made significant contributions to the U.S. electronics industry, increasing our global competitiveness in optical fiber and high-purity semiconductors. And it took the ingenuity of Dr. William Wiley, who heads one of the nation's leading research labs, to make technology more user-friendly. Harry W. Cochrane was the first black engineer in the IBM Corporation, and Calvin L. Waite was the company's first black engineering manager. Walt Braithwaite's innovative contributions to the Boeing Company and the entire engineering community are legendary. Patent holder George Carruthers gained international recognition, leading the team that invented the far ultraviolet camera spectrograph that was carried to the moon by Apollo 16 astronauts in 1972 as the first moon-based space observatory. Lieutenant General Albert J. Edmonds directed the Defense Information Systems Agency, providing command, control, communications, computer and intelligence support to the nation's warfighters. Art Johnson rode out merger after merger and continued to stay at the helm as one of the key players in defense communications at Lockheed Martin, ultimately in charge of a division of more than 8,000 people. Lieutenant General Joe N. Ballard was named commander of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers by President Bill Clinton. Paul Caldwell Jr. was chairman and manager of Mobil Producing Nigeria. And Dr. Mark Dean led the development of the IBM PC that transformed the way we live and work in our digital age. No limits can be placed on ingenuity, on the creation and cultivation of ideas and promise, and on the will of a people to accomplish, reach back, and pay forward. Everyone needs wishes and dreams, because the bridge you build between them and reality is your life. Presenting the Entrepreneur Award is Vice President Global Services and Supplier Diversity for Aerotech Incorporated, Joe McAvoy.
Ken Banks has proven that a good idea and perseverance are enough. Over the past 28 years, Banks Contracting has grown from a three-man shop to a multi-million-dollar construction and development enterprise. Today, in partnership with other companies, his organization serves the region's largest projects. These include a $600 million clinical building to be completed at Johns Hopkins Hospital, a $100 million physical education complex at Coppin State University, and this hotel that we're standing in. He was recently named the City of Baltimore's Minority Developer of the Year. The recipient of the Entrepreneur Award, Kenneth Banks.
I trust this hotel's on solid ground. I grew up living in the projects in a dysfunctional home with an alcoholic father. My teachers didn't think I would amount to anything and didn't mind telling me so. Despite those things, or perhaps because of them, I somehow remained focused in school. I also found that I could run faster than most humans and received a full athletic scholarship to Adelphi University. It was there that I realized that I had an entrepreneurial spirit. Now, after 29 years in business, that spirit still burns within me. It means so much to me that you are recognizing me for this award. Thank you so much.
To present the President's Award, please welcome from Chrysler LLC, Vice President Powertrain Product Team, Bob Lee.
Good evening. Olabisi Boyle's ability to simultaneously inspire those around her and lead change makes her a highly valued member of the Chrysler Executive Leadership Team. Equipped with an innate determination and degrees in physics, industrial and mechanical engineering, this native New Yorker not only has accomplished a seasoned leader of engineering professionals, but an outstanding role model for young African-American engineers everywhere. This is a proud moment for Olabisi, her family, and the entire Chrysler leadership team. Please join me in congratulating the recipient of the 2009 President's Award, Olabisi Boyle.
First, I would like to thank God, my husband, my mother, my baby boy, here he is, my brother, Chrysler, and BEYA. And to all the future engineers out there, I'd like to say this. Hard work, perseverance, love, and support can and will overcome anything. Please commit to whatever it is that you do with high intention and the most sincere effort. Enthusiasm is a habit. Develop it. What people see when they see you is your brand. Represent. Positivity isn't a feeling, it's an action. So be positive. And in this year, where we celebrate our first African-American president, Barack Obama, know anything is possible. In fact, everything is possible. I suggest to you, your choices are what make what's possible probable and indeed inevitable. So please, choose wisely. Thank you.
To introduce our next President's Award, here is former Chief of Naval Operations and current Vice Chairman of General Dynamics, Jay Johnson.
Scott Kelly is designing a utility of the future at Dayton Power and Light, which will use technology to transform the company into a cutting-edge service provider. This initiative will provide customers with the tools to become smarter energy users, thus enabling them to better manage their costs, which are important today. It also significantly invests in distribution and transmission infrastructure upgrades in order to provide electricity more efficiently. During his 14 years at Dayton Power and Light, Scott has held key management positions in customer service, engineering, business development, and operations. I'm proud to present this President's Award to Scott Kelly.
Good evening. Curiosity drove me to engineering. As a kid, I took things apart, wondering how they worked. I was curious about the amazing bridge design and construction as I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Finding out that engineers were responsible for creating the things that drove my curiosity, I decided I had to be one and was determined to be one. Doors have to be open. My parents opened doors for me to a strong educational environment. My boss, Paul Barbas, CEO of Dayton Power and Light, and the DP&L Board of Directors have opened up the door for me to be a senior officer at Dayton Power and Light. And my wonderful wife, Kimberly, opened up doors for me to be grounded in a strong family life. And I ask you to open up doors for our youth and let them release their curiosity. Thank you.
To present the Pioneer Award, here is the President and CEO of Baltimore Gas and Electric Company and Senior Vice President of Constellation Energy, Kenneth W. DeFontes.
Good evening. As Baltimore Gas and Electric's first African-American female executive, Jeanette Mills has proven herself to be a true trailblazer. She co-led our transformational program, encouraging innovation and positioning the nation's oldest utility for future growth. She implemented the consolidation and process redesign of our new business, creating and executing initiatives that addressed an aging workforce, customer expectations,
and information technology challenges. Now she leads a major operating division. We also named Jeanette to our parent company, Constellation Energy's Diversity Council. It is a special personal honor to welcome the recipient of the Pioneer Award, Jeanette Mills.
Good evening. Pursuing an electrical engineering degree happened because others saw strengths in me that I didn't see in myself. People said, she's good at math and she does well on tests. I earned good grades, but I was no angel. That's why my 6th grade teacher, Mr. Galbraith, told my mother at a conference to discuss my defiant behavior. But he also said, make sure she goes to college, which I did. Tonight, I acknowledge family, friends, educators, and my husband, Dave, for all that they have done to encourage me to see and meet my bright future. I hope that I have returned the favor by helping others achieve their true potential. Thank you.
Jeanette Mills is right. We all have potential. We just have to think what's possible. In fact, I'll let you in on a little secret. There's actually no such word as impossible. It's just that somebody forgot to put in the apostrophe. You see, when you put the apostrophe in between the I and the M, it then reads what it's supposed to say. I'm possible. See for yourselves.
Forward-thinking people never focus on obstacles that stand before them, only of standing on the other side and moving forward. They think of themselves not as victims, but as victors. People like theoretical physicist Dr. Shirley Ann Jackson, who became the first black member and then the first chair of the U.S. Nuclear Regulator Commission. And Rodney O'Neill, who, as executive vice president of Delphi Automotive Systems, a world leader in automotive components, likely had a hand in the safety, thermal, and electrical operation of your car. Lydia W. Thomas's insatiable curiosity led her to join the MITRE Corporation, where her breakthrough work on environmental issues has had far-reaching effects on the cleanup of toxic waste and resulted in her heading up the company's spin-off, MITRE Tech Systems. Anthony James became a power player as CEO of Savannah Electric, one of the world's largest power companies. William D. Smith, P.E., rose to the top by managing power projects at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratories, the University of California at Davis, and Beale Air Force Base, and became president of Parsons Brinkerhoff Quaid and Douglas, the transport infrastructure arm of one of the nation's most reputable engineering consulting firms. As founding president of Lockheed Martin Information Technology, Linda Gooden led the creation and development of the technology the FAA needed for a fully integrated network of 20 centers that monitor flights from origin to destination anywhere in the nation. As Senior Vice President, Development and Manufacturing, IBM Systems and Technology Group, Rodney Atkins guides all of IBM's global server and storage systems hardware and software development. Booz Allen Hamilton's Senior Vice President, Reggie Van Lee, heads up the company's nonprofit business efforts, as well as those in the health public sector, and also helped lead the Urban Enterprise Initiative with the William Jefferson Clinton Foundation, working with small business in Harlem. As president and CEO of Aerospace Corps, with its more than 4,000 scientists and engineers, Dr. Wanda M. Austin guides the research and development for the nation's satellite programs. What are our lessons learned from the great leaders in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics? They each began as a young person with an idea, a goal, a dream, and somewhere along the way, someone reached out to them to lend an encouraging word. So too must we reach out in words and deeds to shine the light on what's possible for our young people and keep the promise going.
Taught him everything he knows. Taught him everything he knows. To present the Career Achievement in Government, please welcome the U.S. Navy's Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Gary Ruffhead.
I'm pleased to introduce our next honoree as a sailor, a leader, and an engineer. He is the commanding officer of the nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine, USS Wyoming. He is responsible for the safety and well-being and efficiency of the 165 sailors in his charge. Sailors continually on patrol to protect our nation. This recipient is more than an expert in engineering. He leads the operation of the most sophisticated, complex, and technologically advanced system in the armed forces, a nuclear power plant at sea. He holds a degree in aeronautical engineering from the Naval Academy and has spent time working with the Academy's Minority Outreach Program and Officer Mentorship Programs, efforts that earned him the NAACP Roy Wilkins Renowned Service Award in 2001. It was my honor to visit him and his crew on his ship in Kings Bay, Georgia, just this past Thursday. He is indeed a leader's leader. It is now my honor to present this Black Engineer of the Year Award for Career Achievement in Government to Commander Roger Isom, United States Navy.
Thank you, Admiral. My outstanding crew of the Wyoming proudly send their greetings as they prepare for our next patrol. My dad was a carpenter and my mom was a maid. When I was in the 6th grade, she brought home a used encyclopedia, volume S, from work. I read it and became fascinated with space travel and science. I wanted to be an engineer and an astronaut. My parents and my community encouraged me to pursue academic excellence. I enlisted in the Navy and became the first sibling to graduate college and was commissioned as a naval officer. I decided to become a submariner instead of an astronaut, and I am forever grateful that Mom brought home that S encyclopedia, and grateful to my parents,
my soulmate Lisa, my children Roger and Brittany, the Navy, and submariners like the Centennial 7 who have inspired me. May God bless them for their inspiration, and may God bless America.
To present our next Career Achievement in Government Award, please welcome the Deputy Chief of Staff for Manpower, Personnel and Services, Headquarters United States Air Force, Lieutenant General Richard Y. Newton III.
Good evening. Lloyd Richard was the first African-American engineering branch chief of the Air Force Research Laboratory Munitions Directorate. He pioneered advances in computing and artificial intelligence that led to the establishment of the NSF Center for High Performance Reconfigurable Computing and commercializing Pattern Master, a product that models data instantaneously. Currently, Lloyd is responsible for a tech development portfolio that ranges from a micro-weapons, robots, to a massive 15-ton weapons, which is near and dear to this bomber pilot's heart, I can tell you that. He executed $150 million in program budgets over the past 3 years. I am truly honored to present the Career Achievement in Government Award to Lloyd Richard.
First of all, kiss my lovely wife. Already. Though my single mom only completed 8th grade, she instilled in us that education means choices. Times were tough. We had no indoor bathroom until I was in the 6th grade. My grandfather, aunts, and uncles modeled hard work. They were well respected in the community. In middle school, my math teacher saw my potential and placed me in an advanced math group. Unfortunately, in high school, my counselor, who knew we couldn't afford college, told me to go to trade school. But I heard Florida A&M University had expanded its scholarships. They accepted me. So don't always listen to your counselor. Thank you all.
Hey, I'm a counselor. Got a master's in education. What are you talking about? I always give him bad advice. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. To present, I digress. To present the Career Achievement in Industry Award, here is Chief Technology Officer and Senior Vice President, Engineering, Operations, and Technology for the Boeing Company, Dr. John Tracy.
Jim Wigfall is an invaluable member of the Boeing executive leadership team. His broad background includes writing code for our military planes, leading the declassification of our computing systems supporting the $50 million in cost. So Boeing is proud to present the recipient of the Career Achievement Industry Award, Jim Wigfall.
Good evening. Growing up as a military dependent, I lived among different cultures. When my father retired, I went to high school in the South, which brought on its own challenges. Among them, my Caucasian algebra teacher told me I should be in a basic math class because I didn't have an academic bone in my body. When I told my mom, she said I was crazy to believe that. I'd always been a good student, and I absolutely was not going to leave that class. I later earned my bachelor's degree in math from the Citadel. Thank you, Mom, for being the wind in my sails.
To present our next Career Achievement in Industry Award, please welcome back Raytheon's Chairman of the Board and CEO, Bill Swanson.
I'm honored to present BEYA's Career Achievement Award to a Raytheon leader who has contributed enormously to the success of our customers and to the growth of our network-centric systems business. As NCS Vice President of Contracts, he's established a diverse team to meet international needs, contributing to higher efficiency and outstanding win rates. He's also chaired NCS's People Engagement Council, launching 3 initiatives to benefit thousands of engineers and other employees. David brings tremendous experience, knowledge, and passion to the NCS leadership team and our company. It gives me great pleasure to present BEYA's Career Achievement Award to a friend, David Wilkins.
Thank you, Bill, for those kind words, and thank you, BEYA, for this amazing honor. It's truly a blessing. I could spend probably the rest of the program talking about the mentors, teachers, and coaches that have helped put me on this stage today, but I only have a minute and a half, so I'm going to just highlight 2 of them. My father was in the Army Corps of Engineers, one of its few black officers at that time. Watching him, I became fascinated with how things worked. Unfortunately, I was a young boy when he passed away, and our family circumstances changed dramatically. From then on, I grew up in a rough Brooklyn neighborhood where education was not valued. Survival was. Fortunately, my elementary school principal, a retired astronaut who ran a rocket science club, rekindled my passion for science. He paid for my rocket because I couldn't afford it. I joined, became president of the science club, and I've been involved in aerospace and technology ever since. I'd like to thank my lovely parents who supported me through my entire career, my mentors, who I hope I can live up to their legacy, and most importantly to my beautiful wife and my son, who are my true inspiration, Terry and Brandon. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to present the recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award is the CEO of Cardinal Health, George Barrett.
David Anderson leads Cardinal Health's $6 billion hospital supply distribution business, which serves approximately 90% of all hospitals in the U.S. He has also played key roles in sales and marketing, strategic intelligence, and more. His breadth of knowledge and capability has made David an important contributor to our organization. And through his business leadership and mentorship of our African American network, David has had a lasting impact on Cardinal Health. He also happens to be one incredibly nice guy. It is with great pleasure that I present David Anderson, recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award.
In the words of my kids, this is ginormous. Thank you. Throughout my life, I have been blessed with many mentors and many heroes. Many of them are professional relationships that I've had. Some are my most coveted personal relationship, like the one I've enjoyed with my mother, my superhero. The value that they've instilled in me in their own way over the course of the years is the principle of always giving more than you get and always leaving more than you take. I stand here very humble, sincerely thankful to BEYA and to my cohorts within Cardinal Health who nominated me for this award. I'm also humble and thankful to the icons whose shoulders I stand on tonight in receiving this award. Thank you.
Congratulations. So, we've heard about everybody else. I wonder if you all have any interest in who the shoulders were that I stood upon. No? I knew this was going to be a disaster. I was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yeah. Go Steelers! Sorry, Baltimore. Sorry, Baltimore. Got it? Didn't mean to do that to you. I got a black and gold t-shirt on right now. But after that, I had the privilege of actually becoming a Navy brat myself. Moved to Japan, lived in San Diego, California, and then had the privilege to come back to the East Coast and grow up and finish high school in Washington, D.C. My mother's a dancer, a choreographer, a teacher, an African storyteller, and was a founding member of the Pittsburgh Black Theater Dance Ensemble, and was pregnant with me up until almost the day I was born. So I guess I came out tapping and doing, modern dance and whatnot, if you will. My father is a musician, a scholar, ethnomusicologist, was a sonar engineer on the submarine for quite some time. And I grew up in a household that was full of poetry, full of music, full of dance, full of jazz music and Afro, Latin, Cuban, and Caribbean music and jazz. So it's not surprising, I guess, that artistry and academic excellence as well, and entertaining, of course, is in the blood. I even had the privilege of portraying the late Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in 4th grade, doing the I Have a Dream speech in 4th grade. And I realized, hey, I'm pretty comfortable up here. That wasn't too bad. I was surprised at how mesmerized everybody was that I even accomplished it. And then I actually looked at the text again, actually even a few years ago. I was like, wow, that's a lot for a 4th grader. So I guess that's when I had a very significant recognition and revelation that maybe this is one of those things I should be focusing on. And at that point, I remember my parents making sure that they continue to facilitate and nurture and encourage that interest and that curiosity, and it still exists today. So those are the shoulders that I stand upon immediately, but even generations prior to that, I come from a long line of excellence, artistry, social activism, and academic achievement. I'm very honored to have been here with you today, honored that that torch was passed on to me, and now I ask you, who are you going to pass the torch to?
Who keeps the dream? as we begin the new American Renaissance. Leading enlightened change, we know that excellence is expected and failure is not an option. So let us ask ourselves, upon whose shoulders will our achievers of tomorrow stand? It is up to each of us. Look across from you, next to you. As scientists, technologists, engineers, mathematicians, and business leaders, we are their shoulders. As fathers, mothers, aunts, uncles, grandmothers, grandfathers, and friends, we are raising families and expectations. Let us commit to passing on a legacy of accomplishment. Because now, when young children ask themselves what they want to be when they grow up, they can answer astronaut, scientist, engineer, inventor, general, admiral, and even President of the United States. Yes, they can.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to, first of all, take responsibility and offer my apologies for dropping the ball a little bit on Mr. Reggie Van Lee not being available. I actually made sure that he was tied up so that I could come out here and get as much camera time as possible. You know, they teamed up and got him untied, and he's here with us now. Please join me in welcoming Black Engineer of the Year last year, Mr. Reggie Van Lee.
Thank you. Thanks, Lamont. Thank you for being a great host this evening, and thank you for standing in for me when early this evening, indeed, I was being held hostage in the green room. But as you can see, I escaped. And if you will indulge me, I would like to represent the Community Service Award to my colleague and to a gentleman who has the best first name in the world, Reggie Smith. Now, actually, we conspired on this because rumor has it Reggie wanted to say a few more things that he forgot to say the first time. So, Reggie.
I forgot to thank my beautiful wife, my daughter. So, thank my wife, daughter, mother, father, and brother. Thank you.
So as you can see, God always has a plan. So tonight, as I get ready to pass the proverbial torch to our 2009 Black Engineer of the Year, I can't help but reflect on what it's meant to me. Here we are in Baltimore, home to Johns Hopkins University Hospital, and I thought about Dr. Ben Carson, who happens to be a friend. Perhaps you saw the made-for-TV movie called Gifted Hands, the Ben Carson story, that aired recently. It starred Cuba Gooding Jr., who also happens to be a friend, and told how a poor boy overcame tremendous obstacles to become one of the most gifted pediatric neurosurgeons that history has ever witnessed. I couldn't help but think how this story mirrors our stories of triumph over adversity that we've shared during the many years of these BEYA Awards. It always comes down to one very powerful word: respect. We each want to be respected for who we are in this life. Whenever Ben Carson was struggling in school or teased by classmates or even doubting himself in his adult life, his mother would take his hand, his face in her hands, and say, "You can do anything they can do, only you must try to do it better." We've heard this refrain many times tonight. It's all about persistence, resistance, and insistence, which means being knocked down 3 times, but getting up 4. We'll never fully know how many people we've each helped get up by a kind word or an outstretched hand. Just keep it going. Now to introduce our 2009 Black Engineer of the Year, here are 2 great people and inspirations. The 2003 Black Engineer of the Year, Dr. Lydia Thomas, who is the retired president and CEO of Noblest Inc., and the 1991 Black Engineer of the Year, who is the first African-American astronaut to fly in space and is president of the Aerospace Technology Group, Dr. Guy Bluford, Jr.
Wow, it's really great to be here. As a teen, Dr. Wanda Austin's love of math kept her on track, despite being one of only a few females and blacks attending the Bronx High School of Science. Her determination has been a cornerstone of her success. She went on to earn a BS in mathematics from Franklin and Marshall College, an MS in systems engineering and mathematics from the University of Pittsburgh, and a PhD in systems and engineering from the University of Southern California.
After rising through the ranks of the Aerospace Corporation since joining the company in 1979, Wanda was named its president and CEO in January of 2008. As head of a firm with 4,000 engineers and scientists and a budget of $850 million, she presides over the development of the nation's satellite programs. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed our honor to present the 2009 Black Engineer of the Year, Dr. Wanda Austin.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Lydia and Guy, for that very generous introduction. I'm humbled and excited to receive this most prestigious award. Who would have thought that a young girl growing up in the projects in New York City would end up here? You've heard my story already this evening. People who survive, people who struggle. And like me, they were lucky that they grew up with supportive parents that were encouraging and told me there were no boundaries to what I could accomplish. And not going to college was never an option for me. My love of mathematics came not because it was easy, but because I had an excellent and compassionate math teacher. I earned my bachelor's degree in mathematics from Franklin and Marshall College. And then I discovered engineering as a result of tutoring engineering students who needed help in math. I went on to earn an advanced degree in both mathematics and systems engineering from the University of Pittsburgh. And that's when I discovered that I could use my interest in applied mathematics to address real-world problems. That's when I became convinced that one person could make a difference. Then I realized engineering would allow me to reach for the moon and beyond, and also learn the earning potential for engineers. So I made it my life's work. Over the years at Aerospace, I took on positions of increasing responsibility. At each level of leadership, I learned that I had to focus on helping people be the best technical contributors that they could be, and at the same time, keep up my own skills, be a positive example, and make a contribution every day. At one point, I had a prophetic conversation with then Aerospace President Eberhard Rechten, who was a wonderful mentor. He encouraged me and inspired me to enroll at USC. For those of you not from the West Coast, that's University of Southern California, not South Carolina. He emphasized the importance of having the credentials which would enable, although not guarantee, inclusion. Receiving my PhD enhanced my career and indeed opened doors for me. As CEO of Aerospace, my vision is to be the chief architect of the nation's national security space programs and a principal technical resource for programs of national significance. I didn't set out to be the best African American female engineer, just to be the best engineer I could be. I've never operated out of the context that I'm an African American, except to the extent that I could be a role model. I'm thankful for the opportunity to help others. I do think it is very important, and if what I've achieved inspires others, then I'm glad to be a part of that. This is a part of the responsibility of what I have achieved, and it's the responsibility that each of us in this room must accept. The things I've learned along the way and would like to pass on are, first, there's no substitution for hard work. You have to do the time. You have to lay a solid foundation upon which you can build. I didn't know where I was going when I started out, but fortunately, I had a solid academic foundation that I could build upon. You also have to commit to continuous learning and to keeping your skills current. When opportunity knocks, you no kidding have to reach out and open the door. When a mentor or advisor or manager recommends that you take on an extra task or take a class or work closely with someone with experience, you need to recognize that as a very valuable opportunity. Sometimes that opportunity may present itself as a lateral move. First things first, do a good job with the job in hand. The best recommendation for a new opportunity is to have done a great job with the current opportunity. Also, always look for the big picture or the context to make sure that you understand how what you do contributes to the bigger solution. It doesn't count if you do a great job on something that your customer or your manager doesn't value. The fifth item is execute, execute, and execute. Know what you're responsible for and make sure you get it done. Do the things that only you can do, delegate the things that you can, and make sure that you know the difference. Remember, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. But in order to succeed, you have to stay in the game. I've also learned that you must have balance between your personal and professional lives. To be successful requires that your family and your extended family offer encouragement and support. We've heard that many times this evening. But it also means that they probably have made sacrifices to help you achieve your goals. Working with young children in the community rejuvenates me, and engaging and inspiring them to achieve everything they can, to study hard, and find the proper balance in their lives as well, that is also important to me. I'm focused on embracing Generation Y, to learn from them and to share with them. They are technologically savvy, they're service-oriented, they're hungry for expansive growth opportunities. This up-and-coming group embodies vision, values, imagination, and integrity, which are the prerequisites for engineering innovation today. To you students in the audience, I encourage you to think about what inspires and excites you, and then lay out a career path in that direction. If you have the opportunity to get more education, absolutely, go for it. You can't lose with education, especially in math and science, especially if you're interested in engineering. To succeed in life, you need to study and work hard, set goals for yourself, and don't stop until you reach them. Get a mentor that can illuminate a path for you to follow and stay on course. Make sure you have work-life balance, and remember what Booker T. Washington said. Success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life, as by the obstacles which you have overcome while trying to succeed. Once you're successful, it is crucial that you pay it forward and mentor the next generation. In closing, I'm very proud, and it is a tremendous honor to be the Black Engineer of the Year. There are many people I want to thank for helping me to get here tonight. Thanks to my husband, Wade, for his support. Thanks to my mentors, including the two who introduced me tonight, for encouraging and inspiring me. Thanks to the previous award winners of the Black Engineer of the Year Award. A special thanks also to the Aerospace Corporation for the opportunity to be a part of and to lead a great company. And last but certainly not least, thanks to Dr. Tyrone Taborn and BEYA and the selection committee for recognizing me. Thank you all this evening. This has been a tremendous honor and a phenomenal event, and I really, really am proud to be its recipient.
Keep it going, keep it going. Our 2009 Black Engineer of the Year, Dr. Wanda Austin. Wow, I felt like a preacher just now for a second. Like, I love it. That was great. I'm yet to portray a preacher. I can't wait. That's going to be fun. You may now be seated. Well, I see a lot of smiles, a lot of pride, and a lot of very successful, enriched, and fulfilled people out here this evening. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and I hope you all understand, ladies and gentlemen, that we all bear the responsibility for keeping this torch of promise burning. I thank you again for giving me the privilege of being a part of this magnificent and inspiring evening. And, you know, I figure we're going to keep the feeling going a little bit, and we're going to join all of our past and present and current, of course, present and current, BEYA winners at the Circle Cotillion after party in the Holiday Ballroom, where there will also be a special tribute to our 2009 BEYA winner. And we're also going to have another performance by the lovely Angela Stribling and the Mo Daniels Band, who's been accompanying us throughout the evening. I'd also like to take this time to acknowledge Ray Kurt, who's been the fine violinist. Nice touch, right? Very classy touch. Again, I taught him everything he knows, so see me about booking and lessons. And, of course, the absolutely lovely Ann Margaret Graham, who's been our awards presenter. Hi. I'm not flirting. I think I met her mom. I'm not flirting, Mom, I swear. I was just, you know, just saying hi. I'd also like to take this time to thank all of you again, but in particular also my friends and family that are here this evening. First and foremost, my beautiful aunt and uncle, Mama Elvira Williams and Baba Dr. Irving Williams, founders of Ahead Incorporated, incredible nonprofit foundation that does outreach work in Africa, so they're here. Feel free to introduce yourselves to them. We do a lot of wonderful work there. And a couple of my other warriors from the streets of D.C., Tarek Stevens and DeLon Gigger with goodgroundgoodlife.org, where we're doing the best we can to continue to encourage our young people to do positive things, uplift their positive self-image, and stay active in the community, and of course, continue to excel academically in the classroom. Thank you again, and we're going to leave you with, again, the beautiful and multi-talented Angela Stribling.
Listen as your day unfolds, challenge what the future holds, try and keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears, go ahead, release your fears, stand up and be counted, don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser, you gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger, you gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know is love will save the day. Herald what your mother said, reading the books your father read, try and keep your head up in the sky. Others share more different you, some may have more cash than you. My, oh my, yeah. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser, you gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger, you gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. Love will save the day, yeah. Your day unfold, try and keep your head up high, try to keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears, go ahead, release your fears. My, oh my, yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser, you gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. Love will save today, yeah, yeah. Love will save the day, yeah, yeah. Love will save the day, yeah. Love will save the day, yeah. Congratulations. See you all at the after party. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Thank you.